So, Mephistos are in. Super stoked on these guys. I'm gonna do a short review on one, show you how it performs. And before I start, I want to give a thanks to Gilbert at El Diablo, who makes these Mephistos. He's the man. Awesome guy to work with. I can't stress that enough, he's just killer. So, let's dive right into it. Each Mephisto comes in one of these boxes. Metal latch opens up, your guy's inside. It's packed in cotton. You have the Mephisto right there. Also, at the bottom of it, have a sticker, which is pretty cool. So this is the Mephisto, you guys. It's just like any other dripper that you've used, but they've done a few things here that have made it really cool. So first thing, taking off the top, you can see how big these post holes are. They're enormous, man. When that one's raised up like this, you can put a 7/64 drill bit in there. It just sits right in there. This is Twisted 22, and look at this. Can you see how much space is in there? Twisted 22. So it's probably gonna take Twisted 20, and there's just tons of space for anything else that you can even think of in this design. The screw posts themselves are really cool because when these are tightened down, this guy doesn't go down into this post, so it stays completely flat. So it's just a really nice design. I don't like it when the screws actually go into the post. This is a first, and I'm really happy with it. If you can see this, the drip well in this thing is enormous. This is the drill bit. Can you guys see how much space you have in there to hold juice? It's kind of absurd. The O-ring on here is a little loose. It's not bad at all. It's actually pretty comfortable. But I would like it slightly tighter, although it's not really a big deal for me at least. As you can see, there are also copper AFCs and matte black AFCs. So you can really customize your Mephisto any way you want on any given day, which is very cool. You have the Delrin insulator around the drip tip hole opening, which keeps a lot of the heat out of your drip tip if you're still using that. If you're not using a drip tip, don't even worry about it. And one thing I forgot to mention on here, that insulator around the positive post, that's PEEK. PEEK material is more durable than Delrin. It's not going to melt as easily. It's going to last a lot longer. You also have 2 solder points right there that really increase your conductivity on the negative post. And you also have extendable, adjustable 510 post. All silver plated. And then lastly here, you have the AFC ring. AFC ring spins freely, has one small O-ring right there. There's 2 holes on the front and the back, and there's 3 holes on these AFCs. So you can go dual, you can also go single, and it spins pretty easily, which I'm a big fan of. I like that a lot. So how's the workmanship on this guy? You know, I can't say anything bad about it. I think it feels great. I'm stoked on this guy. Everything about it's awesome. The one thing I did on mine here, the solder point, this guy had a little Hershey Kiss raise on it, so I just had to file that down just a little bit. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty perfect right out of box. Not one issue with the 510 screwing onto anything that I've tried, and so far, it's the tits. I realize I just said it's the tits, but I've been saying it's the tits for a long time. So this is the setup on my Akuma. This thing looks great. Fits really well. I have in here right now a dual G-Plat 22 wrapped around a 9/64, 6 wraps, giving me 0.12 for load on this guy. It just works. It's great. So let me show you how this guy fires really quick and what the production's like in this chamber. This chamber is pretty large, so it actually produces a lot of vapor. So I hit it a couple times now without the... There's still juice in there. So, is there anything that I would do to this guy that they didn't do? Maybe a couple more welding points down on the negative post. What else? That's about it. I mean, I love this thing. I would probably recommend on the next run or next version of this guy enlarging these air holes a little wider. They look small, but you guys, they're pretty big. They move some air. I'm happy with it. One thing I would recommend doing is washing this guy out really well before you use it. And the reason why is because this has some machining oil on it still, and didn't realize it until I took my first couple hits on this thing. And towards the end, you could start tasting it just a little bit. So I cleaned this up really well. That's it. There's not much to this guy. It's awesome. It works really well. Super stoked to get him. Super stoked that you guys can have him at a good price. Yeah, that's it. This thing's killer. So I thought I was done, but I'm not. I just wanted to say again, this thing is awesome. Here, I'm gonna hit it. Watch this. How many pulls is that? I don't know, like 8? Choked. He keeps on going. That last one was getting a little dry, but this holds a mountain of juice. That's it.